What's going on, everybody? It's the Goat Demon here, and today was the Royal Rumble. There's also the AFC and NFC Championship games, which now we see that, fortunately, my Patriots didn't go, but we got Denver versus Carolina in the Super Bowl. Still should be a pretty good game. I'm disappointed that the Patriots didn't pull it off, because those of you that know me know I'm a Patriots fan. But anyways, down to the reason for this video, as you can tell by the title, obviously, we had the Royal Rumble tonight as well, and, spoiler alert, we have a new champion. But we're going to cover that a little bit later in this video. I'm going to try to keep some chronological order here. I got my little note-taking device here. And the kickoff show, I mean, it was kind of random to me how they kind of, it seems like that was just thrown together considering Titus O'Neil was there. Maybe there was something with Titus O'Neil where he was late or something like that. But the tag match featured the Dudley Boys, Darren Young with Damien Sandow, Jack Swagger, Mark Henry, and The Ascension. I believe that was it. Dudley Boys, Mark Henry, Jack Swagger. Yeah, it was a fatal four-way, and it was for entry into the Rumble. Damien Sandow and Darren Young seemed quite random, given the fact that the primetime players are still, as far as I know, a thing. But, I mean, it was a okay match. It wasn't bad. Definitely wasn't a bad match. I don't think there was actually a bad match tonight. But Mark Henry and Jack Swagger won to put them in the Rumble. Mark Henry got eliminated fairly quickly, and Jack Swagger lasted a little bit longer, but still eliminated almost as quick. To kick off the Royal Rumble itself, was match of the night, hands down. And there were all good matches that night. Even the tag match ended up being pretty good. Was Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship in the Last Man Standing match. That was a hell of a way to kick off the Rumble, which was actually, in my opinion, a really good Rumble. But they fought hard. They fought for a while. There was tables breaking, multiple finisher hits. There was a lot of drama in the match. A lot of really good spots. It definitely formed up to be match of the night, where you had Dean Ambrose defended his Intercontinental Championship, and Kevin Owens, I forget how it, oh yeah, it ended when Kevin Owens got thrown off the top rope through the double stacked tables that he had set up earlier. But that was definitely match of the night, hands down. I really didn't care who won that because those who know me know I'm a huge Kevin Owens fan and a huge Dean Ambrose fan. So they could have gone either way, and I would have been happy with the result. But anyways, moving on to the tag match, was probably the worst match of the night, but was still a great match all the same. The New Day did defend their championships successfully, and there's really not too much to say about that match. It was just pretty much usual tag match, but it was a good tag match. I was glad to see them. A lot of people aren't really happy about it, but I was really glad to see them retain their titles because, I mean, the New Day are the best tag team in the division right now, and if anybody says they suck, it's because, well, they're heels. You're supposed to think that. But let's move on to the next one, which was the United States Championship match. I was a little disappointed with the outcome of this match, but it was still a good match all the same. I do like that they're giving Kalisto a push. Obviously, yes, Kalisto won the United States Championship again, giving him his, well, technically second now, even though he won it, then lost it, and then won it again. I don't like to even count that as one. But Kalisto won, ended up being a pretty good match. I mean, of course, you've got two luchas in the ring. You expect a spot match. But it really wasn't that big of a spot-friendly match. It was actually a pretty good match altogether. Kalisto won. Actually, they had to hit a couple Selena Del Sols, but he definitely did pull off the victory, which was an upset. But I mean, to push the young talent is really cool. I was hoping that with Del Rio winning, or losing, he would end up winning the Rumble, because I'm kind of a Del Rio fan. I like his look, I like his attitude, I like his wrestling ability. He's essentially a complete package in my eyes. He might not have the best mic skills, but he also doesn't have the best English at the same time, so you can't really expect that from him. Next was the women's match, which, in my opinion, pulled out runner-up for match of the night. They both put on a clinic. Great women's championship match. Definitely reminded me of the NXT matches, NXT women's matches that you would see at the TakeOver events. But Charlotte retained her title. Sasha Banks came out and attacked Becky Lynch. Did the little best friend thing that they used to do in NXT. And when it was all said and done, Sasha Banks beat down Charlotte and held up the Divas Championship, essentially saying she's the #1 contender now, which makes sense to me, and I was actually really glad to see her back considering I heard she was on injury. Glad to see it wasn't really that serious, and she came back pretty quick. Definitely would have been a hit to the Divas division to lose Sasha Banks because she's, let's face it, she's the top talent there. Followed by Charlotte, who's a great women's wrestler. She's honestly one of the total packages of that women's division. But anyways, enough of that. Let's go into the Royal Rumble, where Roman Reigns was #1 entry. #2 entry was Rusev, who was made quick work, was gone before the next guy came out, who was the big surprise, was the big rumor. AJ Styles did, in fact, debut at the Royal Rumble as the #3 entrant, and he actually lasted a fairly long time before he was eliminated. I forget by who, because there was a lot going on in the Rumble, and I usually don't remember who eliminates who until the end. But he did end up getting eliminated actually quite some time into it. He wasn't eliminated until at least the 20s of entrance, I believe. But he made a good outing. I'm really glad to see AJ Styles in the WWE. And I hope to see great things from him because he's an independent legend. He's just a legend in anybody's eyes that follows TNA, ROH, IGWB, New Japan, any of those. If you're a huge follower of them, then you know that AJ Styles is a great talent, huge talent. One of the biggest independent acquisitions that WWE has ever picked up. I think bigger than Samoa Joe, Kevin Steen, and El Generico, who are now known as Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. But it was great to see him. Speaking of Sami Zayn, he also appeared in the Royal Rumble. There was no Finn Balor, which a lot of people were talking about, hoping to see him in there, but no Finn Balor. There were no legends this year, which is surprising because usually the Royal Rumble features some legends, aside from like Chris Jericho and people coming in. But at some point, Vince McMahon came out with the League of Nations, beat down Roman Reigns. He went to the back where I thought was, okay, here's the angle that Roman Reigns was going to win. Wrong. The Rumble continued on, and the #23 entrant I actually did predict only because Michael Cole gave it away when the Wyatt family was, and he was like, oh, they better form an alliance. Who's going to take him out now? And I was like, oh, here comes Lesnar. But Lesnar came in. Lesnar got eliminated. I forget by who, but he did get eliminated. I'm really surprised that he didn't go and snap and come and suplex a bunch of people and then walk out. Kind of seemed not like Brock Lesnar. But Reigns, I still think it was Reigns that eliminated him, maybe. Possibly. But anyways, Reigns did come back, which I thought was going to be the big comeback. Roman Reigns ends up winning, but the #30 entrant, was talking to my buddy Eddie. Hopefully, Eddie, you're watching this. I'll make sure I tag you in it. We were actually talking a while ago, and he predicted Triple H winning, but I predicted that Triple H was going to be the #30 entrant, and he was. And Triple H did, in fact, end up eliminating Roman Reigns before the end of it, leading down to Triple H versus Dean Ambrose. Ended up being pretty quickly ended after that point. Triple H did win the Royal Rumble, and Triple H is now a 14-time champion. I am actually really excited about this because I get to see Triple H headline a WrestleMania. Really hoping it's not against Roman Reigns. I really am. I don't want to see him versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. If I do, okay, cool, whatever. I still get to see Triple H wrestle. Out of the past house shows I have been, I think he's actually the only one out of that era that I actually missed. No, I actually did. I have seen him wrestle before, but it was only at a house show. But I'm excited I get to see Triple H headline WrestleMania. Hopefully Fastlane will determine who will be the #1 contender for the title. And again, I hope it's not Reigns. Me and my buddy Chris will be there. And hopefully it ends up being a great match all the same. Anyways, this ends the video. Honestly, I would give the Rumble a solid 8 out of 10. The worst match of the night, which is actually still a good match, was the tag match. Women's match was great. U.S. title was great. And honestly, when it comes down to match quality, to put it in order from worst to best, it would have to be the tag match in last, then the U.S. title, then the women's, then the Intercontinental title. I do not include the Rumble in there because it's not like a singles type match, so I really wouldn't include that in there. It was still a great Rumble, though. Very entertaining. But anyways, that's it. And as you guys can see, I do have this black backdrop. Nothing will be done with it in this video right now. I may re-upload it. But the reason I have the black backdrop is I'm trying to incorporate different backgrounds in my videos like this. And the only way to do that is to have a solid background. And I don't necessarily really want to spend $100, $50 to $100 on a good green screen set. I'm hoping maybe I can do pretty good with just a black background. Solid black should be able to do it, especially with the vivid setting on my phone. But with that, please go check my wife out on YouTube at Halloween Heartthrob. My buddy Matt and his buddies at Grown Children. My buddy Eric is at Crown the Eric, and they've been pumping out quite a few videos lately. So go check them out because I know I've been pretty inactive lately. But the Rumble kind of got me motivated to make another video, and especially with the little backdrop I got going on now. But I'll give you a little WrestleMania update before I do cut this video off. As I've mentioned already in past videos, I am going to WrestleMania, and I've also mentioned this video actually. But I will be doing kind of a video blog or a vlog type deal with my buddy Chris, because we'll probably be there every single day. Friday might be cutting it, depending on, because of Army, I may or may not be able to be there Friday. Hoping I can. Saturday, if Chris's dad still came through, then we have tickets to NXT. We will be there Saturday. I'm hoping Friday I can make it out there for Access. I will not be at the Hall of Fame induction unless I magically stumble upon some free tickets or something. But I don't really plan on going there. I will probably be watching it probably on a phone or a tablet in a hotel room on one of their HD TVs. But as of right now, no, none of that. But we will be at Access. We will be at NXT. And I will definitely do a bunch of vlogs and put it together, compiled into a video. Hopefully, I'm not even hopefully. I know it's going to be an amazing experience. Even if it ends up being a terrible Mania, I already know WrestleMania is going to be a terrible experience. But again, check out my wife, my buddies on YouTube. Like this video, please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 50 subscribers. Actually, you know what? Better yet, I want to hit at least 75 subscribers by WrestleMania. I'm hoping that happens. And Blessing, I'm gonna tag you in this. Try to get me back in No DQ, man. I'm trying to get back in there. I was having a little bit of fun, and a lot of people took offense to it. But I mean, I'm trying to get back in No DQ, and my buddy Chris as well. But until then, I hope you all have a good night, day, whatever it is by you, and please show me some love and support.